Sony has announced that a new revision to the PlayStation VR, or PSVR for short, is going to be hitting the stores soon, but not everybody is happy about it. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video, and we're going to be talking about PlayStation VR because there's a new revision coming, and some early adopters are feeling the burn. They're not exactly excited about it, and I'm going to explain why. So on the PlayStation blog, they have updated their PlayStation VR, the Ultimate Fact, which I'll have linked in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. New questions were added today that are answered. And in this new model, what is different between this model and the original model that came out last year? So this new model features an updated design that will enable stereo headphone cables to be integrated with the VR headset and a slimmer, streamlined connection cable. They basically got rid of all the mess with the cables. But the big thing here is that they've also updated the processor unit that supports HDR pass-through, enabling users to enjoy HDR-compatible PS4 content on a TV without having to disconnect the processor unit in between the TV and the PS4 system. Now, this is key. If you have the original PSVR and you do have HDR, you had to disconnect it every single time or leave it disconnected in general. A lot of people were upset about that, or at least were kind of complaining about how that's not really too convenient, right? I have a few friends who always complained about that to me. Well, this new model gets rid of the clutter, and you now no longer have to unplug it from the processor unit. So that's great. They improved upon the original unit. That's wonderful, except if you want to take advantage of it, there's only one way to do it. The question here says, if I already own a PSVR, can I swap out my old processor unit with the updated one? And the answer is no, because the cables are different. You cannot swap the processor units. And that is what has a lot of early adopters upset with Sony, because they're basically telling you if you want the HDR pass-through, if you don't want to disconnect it every single time, you're going to have to spend another $400. There's no free version that they would give you if you're an early adopter. There's not even an option where they made a new one and let you buy it for $20 or $30 to have the better convenience. It's literally, we just are using different cables now, so buy the new processor unit. And as you can imagine, not everybody is happy about that. There are a lot of people complaining on Twitter, a lot of people complaining on the forums. That's like, man, this is my last time jumping in for early adoption on a product and stuff like that. Now, they did get rid of the clutter. As you can see here, this is what the old PSVR looked like. You can, all the wires here and everything. And this is what the new one looks like. So they definitely cut down on the clutter, which is what you would expect on a year revision. And you can even see the size difference between the old and new the processor unit. It's just that if you want to take advantage of it, you got to buy a new one. And you should always be wary about new tech and being an early adopter, because stuff like this will and can happen. I mean, just recently with the Xbox One, when it originally launched, I bought it for $500, and it came with the Kinect. And remember, they said Kinect was integral to the system. At one point, they even said it wouldn't function without it. But like 6 months later, 5 months later, they completely got rid of the Kinect and offered the Xbox One for $100 cheaper without the Kinect. But those are the risks you have to take when you like video games or like new tech. Those are the things you know that if you wait a year, if you wait 2 years, the product not only will be better because it'll be revised with newer things, the product will also be cheaper. That is just kind of how it has always worked. But we want stuff now. We don't want to wait. You know, even though people know that these video games that we buy will be $20 off in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, people want the experience right now. They don't want to wait. I want PSVR right now. And yeah, they put up with some of the issues, you know, with uncoupling for the HDR. But then here's the revision that you don't need to do that anymore. And people just kind of feel, a little bit burned on it, and rightfully so. But then again, at the same time, it's like it's kind of your own fault for buying in on new tech right away, So what are you going to do? Just keep this as a reminder that buying stuff immediately and getting in on the ground floor on new technology and stuff has its benefits, but it also has its disadvantages. And if you want the ability to keep your PSVR plugged into HDR and you have the old one, well, the only solution right now is to completely rebuy PSVR for like $400 or whatever it is. Anyways, that is the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you would leave me a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new or haven't already. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Hope everybody has a good rest of the night or morning, depending on when you watch this. And I will see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.